the new head coach for the Boyd Buchanan Buccaneers, and that is Coach Charles Fant joining us on Off the Bench Radio. And Coach Fant, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight, my friend. How are we doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's an honor. Thank you.
Appreciate that. So, like we mentioned before, the newly named head coach for the Boyd Buchanan Buccaneers. So, you've been on staff over there in your second run for the last couple years, or last year or two. So, can I guess, walk us through the process on, with Coach Rankin announcing he was retiring and what led to you being named the head coach last week?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, God is good. I mean, it was a long process. It was definitely stressful. I can tell you that. There were guys flying in from different parts of the country, and the whole key was I know that our administration and our athletic director, Coach Popiego, just wanted to make sure they did it right. They made extensive search, and thank goodness I was the one that they take to lead these incredible kids in this program in the school. But yeah, man, it's been incredible with Coach Gary Rankin. I mean, I was very, very fortunate. I remember one of the very first days walking into his office, Gary sits back. It's okay, Coach Fant, tell me how you practice. And I started thinking, why is he asking me like all these questions about football? I said, Coach, you have 487 wins. I have 81. Like, I literally can coach for the next 40 years and average 10 a year and still won't make it. But it just really showed me that, he always continued wanting to learn. And it's just, he's really helped shape me who I was. And so for those 2 years of being able to be under him and helping him get to 500 wins, and he's finishing with 510, it was just a wonderful thing to be a part of. It really was.
Yeah, for sure. And, this, like we said just a second ago, this is your second stint back at Boyd Buchanan. The first time you were there, I believe, for 10 years, had a little bit of success there, right? 3 straight state championship games and a state title in 2003 with a couple guys that played for you named Healy and Akins. And you've seen those guys grow in the coaching ranks, obviously with Coach Akins being at Walker Valley, and then, for Coach Healy working his way up the ladder and, now at ETSU. So kind of talk about, that time when you were at Boyd Buchanan the first time and just kind of seeing some of these guys that you coached kind of following in your guys' footsteps as coaches.
First of all, the crazy part about that was like 28 years ago. That just sounds so long.
That's crazy.
My parent kids weren't even thought about it. weren't even thought of yet. But yeah, Robert Akins was the only he's really truly the reason I coach. And I never really wanted to be a coach, and he convinced me that it was something that I really should try. And the one thing that he did was he taught me not to coach the player, but coach the people. It's all about people, and that's what Robert really did for me. And because of that, having that relationship with Will Healy and Drew Akins, and just being a part of their lives, and no matter where they've been, whether they went to college and when they got their jobs, it was really neat because I felt like I was part of that. And just to see those guys thrive, and just being a part of Drew's journey and what he's done at Walker Valley, a place that traditionally just wasn't successful, and Drew's completely turned that around. And then what can you say about Will Healy? My goodness. I mean, he is electricity when he walks in the door until he walks out. He is just one unbelievable young man. And so I've been very, very fortunate and very blessed in my life to be around really, really good people.
All right, let's get down to it. Who is the harder guy to coach, Healy or Akins?
Well, no doubt was Healy, because he's a coach himself. And so sometimes I would say things to him. He said, "Well, Coach, what if we do it this way?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's pretty good, Will." So you really had to really do some extra study when it came to Will. And Drew was all about, he just absorbed everything. He was always around the game, always around coaching, and he just loved to learn. I think that was the biggest difference between the two.
New Boyd Buchanan football coach Charles Fant joining us tonight on Off the Bench Radio right here on Talk 102.3. And So, Coach, the biggest changes for you personally in the game since your first stint at Boyd Buchanan to now, as you get ready to lead the Buccaneers in 2026?
Well, I told the kids when I was able to be announced that I've worked 28 years to prepare to coach these boys. And there's so much that has happened in my life, so much has happened in the game. The game has changed so much. And I think when I really started first at Boyd, and 1998 sounds so crazy that I say 19 and not like 2000, but 1998, and it was the game was really still about we were running the eye and downhill and smash mouth football, and now with RPOs and all different types of match coverage and on defense and 4-2-5s and 3-3 stacks, things that weren't even heard of back in those days. We see that now, and the college game has filtered down to the high school game, which is probably the number one thing. And now, in the players train so much better nowadays. There's so many. We have amazing trainers in our city of Chattanooga. And we see our boys constantly putting things on social media, showing the preparation and all the hard work that they're doing. And so that was probably some of the biggest changes I've seen. But at the same time, I'm so prepared and so ready to take this thing on, because that's the kind of work I love to see. I love to see kids who really want to persevere, who want to be better and do better, and maybe make their home lives better, because now with NIL and transfer portals and all that, these kids have other ways now to make money to help their family out without necessarily going all the way to the pros.
Absolutely. And, one thing I wanted to ask you before we get you out of here, you and your wife, Tracy, and your three sons, kind of during the football season, it is a family sport. Everybody has to kind of gel together to kind of keep the coaches going and allow them to do what they do and lead these young men. So just wanted to give you a little bit of opportunity to give a shout out to your wife, Tracy, and your family here.
Yeah, family's everything. Again, one of those things that I learned from how Coach Rankin did it. Family is everything. Having Tracy taking care of the boys at the house, and the boys and they love that they support their dad. And I think that's the most important part of all of this is that support. And then my wife's from Cleveland, so the whole Cleveland clan comes to all the games, no matter if it's here or Knoxville or wherever it goes. And every now and then my mom and dad from Cincinnati get a chance to come down, but they're getting older in age where it's a little bit tougher for them to travel. But it's just a wonderful thing to have that ability to have your family around, because if not, why do the job?
Coach, I just want you to know this. My name's Corey Limburg. I've just had the privilege of being on with Jeff today, and I've had a chance to really involved up at Walker Valley, Ocoee Middle School, and really just want you to know how highly you're thought of up there. I talked to Drew Akins about you today, kind of doing a little prep for the interview with you today, and man, he just couldn't stop saying enough great things about you.
Wow.
He talked about his favorite quote from you that he still talks about. And I've heard him say this to his guys in the locker room: is "Don't talk about it, be about it."
Don't talk about it, be about it.
And he just really talked about how you made him want to lay it on the line every Friday night, and how much you cared about the players. And I think that's something that I know he tries to put into practice with his guys. And so I just want you to know in the Cleveland Bradley County community how highly you're thought of, and best of luck to you at Boyd.
Well, that means a lot, and again, it's the relationships that's worth everything for me. That you can't pay me enough money to take away all those relationships, and guys like Drew. My gosh, it really makes me happy to do what I do every single day.
Well, Coach Fant, again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight on Off the Bench Radio, and looking forward to covering you and the Buccaneers coming up during the 2026 season and beyond. And good luck, and we'll see you on a Friday night sometime soon.
Man, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.